The Galactic Tribunal chamber was engineered to inspire surrender. Gravity was calibrated slightly wrong for humans, light refracted too harshly, and the air tasted faintly metallic. Ambassador Mara Ellison stood alone at the center platform while hundreds of non-human delegates watched from elevated rings, their expressions ranging from fascination to disgust. Humanity's crimes scrolled across towering holograms. Orbital skirmishes, disputed borders, species extinction accusations carefully stripped of context. The verdict had already been decided. The trial was theater. Humanity is declared a destabilizing force, the Arbiter announced, its voice layered with harmonic authority. Your species adapts too quickly. You weaponize environments meant to kill you. You survive where survival was never intended. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Deathworld. The word appeared repeatedly in the data streams beside Earth's classification. Class 12 by origin. Revised upward after contact. Revised again after conflict. Class 15 potential. Mara clasped her hands behind her back. She did not argue. She had learned that fear disguised itself as justice in this hall. The tribunal has chosen mercy, the Arbiter continued. Rather than extermination, humanity will be relocated. A new projection replaced Earth's image. A planet scarred with storms, jagged continents, and seas choked by predators. Radiation blooms marked the equator. Atmospheric toxicity fluctuated hourly. Native megafauna registered as mass extinction events on legs. Class 15 Deathworld, the Arbiter said. Unclaimed. Uninhabitable. You will be given one standard year of supplies. No reinforcement. No extraction. Several delegates leaned forward, eager now. This was execution without blood on their hands. Mara finally spoke. Her voice was steady, almost quiet. You believe hope dies there. The Arbiter tilted its crystalline head. Hope is irrelevant. Around the chamber, relief spread. The humans would vanish. The problem would solve itself. You may speak your final statement, the Arbiter allowed. Mara looked up, meeting the countless alien eyes. She thought of Earth's winters, its deserts, its oceans that drowned and fed in equal measure. She thought of cities rebuilt after ruin, of children born during evacuations, of medics stitching wounds under fire. Humanity has never survived because the universe was kind, she said. We survived because we adapted faster than fear. Silence followed. The Arbiter's tone hardened. Your defiance is noted. Exile begins immediately. As guards approached, Mara did not resist. She only added one final sentence, spoken not in anger but certainty. Hope didn't die when you sentenced us, she said. It died the moment you underestimated us. The transport vessels burned through atmosphere like meteors refusing to die. Below them, the Deathworld churned in constant motion, its storms colliding with tectonic violence, its skies bruised purple by electrical discharge. The planet had no official name, only a designation, K17 Null. Sensors screamed warnings faster than they could be translated. The tribunal had expected panic. What they received instead was preparation. Colonel Isaac Rourke stood strapped into the command cradle, watching terrain data flood the displays. Radiation spikes every 40 minutes, he said calmly. Predators track vibration. Gravity variance 2% higher than Earth normal. Around him, engineers, medics, and civilians moved with controlled urgency. No prayers. No speeches. Just action. The first landing zone collapsed 30 seconds after touchdown, swallowed by a carnivorous sinkhole that closed like a living throat. The second zone fared no better. Acid rain stripped unshielded metal in minutes. By the third attempt, humanity stopped trying to conquer the surface and started listening to it. They built downward. Using modular drills and hardened shelters, the first human settlement disappeared beneath the planet's crust within 72 hours. Thermal vents became power sources. Fungal megaflora, previously classified as toxic, was re-engineered into nutrient paste. Every failure became data. Every death became instruction. On the fourth day the predators came. They emerged from the ash plains on 6 limbs, armored in bone plates, moving faster than tanks. Automated defenses slowed them. Infantry finished the rest. Losses were heavy. The lesson was immediate. Don't fight them head-on, Rourke ordered. Redirect. Trenches became funnels. Sonic emitters triggered stampedes. The predators wiped each other out in blind rage while humans watched from reinforced bunkers, recording everything. In orbit, tribunal observers grew uneasy. Humans were not dying fast enough. By week 3, the storms that once flattened mountains were being predicted, not feared. Children were born in shielded chambers while thunder tore continents apart above them. Medics worked through quakes without pause. Schools resumed underground. Crops adapted, gene-edited weekly to survive new toxins. When the Tribunal cut the remaining supply drones, expecting collapse, humanity repurposed wreckage into shielding and tools. When disease swept through the lower levels, human immune responses evolved alongside synthetic countermeasures. On day 60, a patrol camera captured something that unsettled the galaxy. A human child stood atop a predator's skull, laughing, while engineers installed solar arrays behind her. The planet howled around them. The report concluded with a single line. Human morale remains high. Hope was supposed to die on a Class 15 Deathworld. Instead, it was multiplying. By the 6th month, K17 Null no longer looked uninhabited. It looked occupied. Human settlements branched like roots through the planet's crust, interconnected by pressurized tunnels and reinforced transit rails. What could not be tamed was redirected. What could not be redirected was endured. Casualties continued, but the population curve stabilized, then climbed. The predators adapted. So did humanity. Where beasts hunted by vibration, humans moved in silence. Where venom corroded armor, humans grew resistant skin grafts. Where radiation spiked unpredictably, children learned evacuation drills before they learned mathematics. Survival was no longer reactive. It was cultural. The Tribunal convened an emergency review. They were meant to fracture, one delegate hissed. Their social cohesion should have collapsed. They are forming tribes, another said. But without internal war. Data streams displayed human expansion zones marked in calm blue, not the aggressive red used by conquerors. The Deathworld's megafauna population was declining, not from extermination but containment. Humans had begun domesticating what they could not destroy. On the surface, Colonel Rourke stood beside Ambassador Mara Ellison, watching lightning crawl across the sky like veins of fire. Council drones are back, he noted. Let them watch, Mara replied. That night, a storm unlike any before tore across the equatorial belt. Seismic activity ruptured the mantle. Entire regions collapsed. The Tribunal anticipated annihilation. Instead, emergency protocols activated in perfect sequence. Cities sealed. Power rerouted. Medical teams deployed. When the ground finally stilled, humanity emerged bloodied but intact. And then something changed. A signal pulse echoed through subspace. Origin unknown. Vector unstable. The Deathworld was calling something worse. From beneath the deepest continental fracture, an ancient organism surfaced, larger than cities, its mass warping gravity itself. Sensors classified it as a planetary immune response. K17 Null was alive, and it was rejecting humanity. Tribunal members leaned forward, transfixed. This was extinction. Mara watched the feeds without blinking. All units, she said softly. Phase black. Humanity did not attack the organism. They redirected it. Using resonance cannons calibrated to the planet's own frequency, humans guided the creature back into the mantle, sealing the fracture behind it. The process took 16 hours. Thousands were injured. Hundreds died. The organism retreated. Silence followed. In orbit no one spoke. The Deathworld had tried to kill them. Humanity had learned how to survive a living planet. And they were still building. The Tribunal reconvened in silence, fear no longer masked by ceremony. Before them played footage no one had prepared for. Children racing through reinforced corridors, farms thriving beneath poisoned skies, predators circling human settlements without attacking. K17 Null was no longer a grave. It was a home. They were sentenced to die, the Arbiter said slowly. They adapted instead. Worse, another delegate whispered. They belong there now. The data confirmed it. Human physiology had begun diverging. Bone density increased. Immune systems accelerated. Neural response times sharpened. Humanity was no longer merely surviving a Class 15 Deathworld. They were evolving with it. A priority alert interrupted the session. An uncharted anomaly surged through galactic space, consuming systems indiscriminately. Civilizations fell in hours. Defense grids failed. Refugee signals flooded subspace. And then one message cut through the chaos. Origin, K17 Null. Ambassador Mara Ellison appeared before the Tribunal, scarred, older, unmistakably human. Behind her stood soldiers, engineers, medics, and children born under lethal skies. We detected the anomaly weeks ago, Mara said. We've been preparing. The Arbiter hesitated. You are in no position to offer aid. Mara's expression did not change. You're wrong. Human fleets emerged from the Deathworld's orbit, hulls reinforced with materials unknown to galactic science, weapons calibrated against threats that existed only in nightmares. They did not ask permission. They moved. Humanity intercepted the anomaly at the edge of known space. Losses were severe. Victory was not clean. But the advance stopped. The galaxy survived. When the fleets returned, battered and victorious, the tribunal waited. You sent us to die, Mara said, standing once more at the center platform. We survived. You hoped hope would die with us. She gestured to the images now streaming behind her. Human children playing under alien stars. Predators resting beside human outposts. A world once deemed uninhabitable, thriving. Hope didn't die when humanity spoke, she continued. It scared you. Because hope that survives anything becomes something unstoppable. The arbiter lowered its head. The tribunal acknowledges its error, it said. Humanity is recognized as... Mara raised a hand. No. Silence. We don't need your recognition, she said. We needed you to learn. She turned to leave. Behind her, the galaxy understood the truth too late. They hadn't exiled humanity to a death world. They had forged it,